Hey everyone, hope you're having a good day so far today. Today's video is going to be a theory, and it's one that actually blew my mind when I heard it. It's not mine, it's someone else's. And this person actually super chatted the theory to me after having some back and forth emails with him. Now, I'm not saying that this theory is true. As with all theories, you take it with a grain of salt, and it's really just fun to exercise your brain with and make you think, hey, could this be possible? Well, this one for me actually could be very possible. I doubt that they would actually do this, but it is a possibility, enough for me to make a video and talk with you guys about it. So this theory comes from a guy named Mattress Matt, who I've been going back and forth with through emails. He's got so many different ideas and code breakers that he's done regarding the sequel trilogy, explaining all the different things that he thinks Lucasfilm and Disney have done to really throw the fans off, and that all of this apparently was deliberate. Now, some of the emails between him and myself even make me think that maybe this guy works somewhere in one of those companies, because he knows a lot of really interesting things and information that I didn't think of, and I haven't seen anyone else really think of. Or maybe he's just really good at theories. Anyways, let's go to episode 9. The whole thing comes down to Palpatine basically wanting Rey to kill him. If she strikes him down, then all of the Sith will live on in her, and he will win. He says it himself, that he wants her to kill him, and that's how he will win. This brings us to this email with Mattress Matt, where I'm gonna go over a few things and gonna read his email verbatim to you guys, and then we can go over it. I'm glad you liked my Rey heard the Jedi voices that were Palpatine theory, but it's not really a theory. With I have been every voice you have ever heard inside your head, and be with me, they're not with me, as the setups, and Palpatine's infamous rise multiple times as the payoff. That's why the Force ghosts weren't seen. Palpatine just wanted Rey to think she had the blessing of the Jedi, to legitimize her killing him. But that is what he wanted. As he said, "You want to kill me. That is what I want." She did not naturally reflect his lightning, a la Mace Windu, but deliberately pushed the lightning at him. It worked. Emperor Palpatine won. All the Sith spirits passed into Rey. Nothing will stop the return of the Sith. He goes on to say he has many more discoveries and he'd love to share them with me, so maybe we'll put him on the Rule of Two show, or I'll just continue talking with him and making these videos and theories. But this is a pretty intricate theory that I have never thought of myself. I mean, would they go as far as to really throw that in there and have Palpatine win? So at the end of the film, when Rey ignites her own lightsaber, obviously some time has passed, does that mean that all the Sith are just kind of sitting dormant inside of her, waiting to, come out? Waiting for the right moment, really? He goes on to finish the email with P.S. Just to reiterate, John Williams' theme for the Emperor within the Kylo's theme and Rey's theme is irrefutable proof that his influence and return was planned. Easier to hear than explain. I will show you. So I'm pretty intrigued. I think that if this were the case, we could get a really interesting follow-up to this. Just imagine if Palpatine actually won, and that's why he died so easily. That's why he let it just happen like that. Now, if Palpatine were to actually go on and do this, I think the whole thing behind it is to basically have Rey kill him and reflect the lightning back on. But in here, the theory from Matt says that Rey didn't reflect it back. She actually shot it back to him, pushed the lightning at him. Now look, I really don't think that they would take this and leave it open-ended like that, but it is quite possible that this could be a loophole or something that maybe someone will come with, 20 years down the line and say, hey, you know what? Actually, Palpatine really won that fight. This would be a really interesting ending, and it would really twist things up. Then again, it would really undermine, finishing and capping off the whole Skywalker saga, but of course, why do that when you can add on to it every 20 years or so? If you follow the theme, every trilogy had a good break for 10 to 15 years in between each other. That means that maybe in the year 2030 or 2035, we could get episode 10. Now, if Palpatine didn't deliberately do all this and those were actually the Force ghosts within her, then alright, sure. We got the ending that we got, and that's it. That's the lid on the Skywalker saga. But this theory really has me now thinking that what if it isn't? I mean, if Palpatine can make Kylo hear all of those voices for all those years, including his turn to the dark side from Snoke being inside of his head from so far away, which was really Palpatine from Exegol, then why couldn't he do the same thing with Rey when she was right in front of him? At the end of the day, he didn't care about defeating the fleet above him or anything like that. He just wanted to live on in Rey. She was the pure vessel. But this also negates the fact that once Palpatine absorbed their Force dyad between Kylo and Rey, then I feel like at that point he was completely powered up and he didn't care to give up his power and let it live on in some other vessel. He was ready to go on and continue as Emperor of the Galaxy, the rightful ruler. But that said, this theory really does have me scratching my head. Now, if Palpatine does live on inside of her and all of the Sith are carrying their powers through her, then they're really just waiting for the right time to strike. I mean, this could be something that may not show up for years. And this kind of theme of everything going okay, then all of a sudden, like a flick of a switch, things go wrong, is very similar to Order 66. Perhaps Palpatine is allowing her to just continue her voyage and learn her different Force abilities, and when the time is right, he will strike and he will take over her entire body. Let's not forget, Palpatine is very calculating and he is very patient. Look what he did with Anakin. Look what he did with the entire Empire. And now this. It's definitely a story point I could see them taking on at some point. And you know what? I'm down with it. I think it would be pretty cool. Now, while this theory is interesting, I'm gonna probably say that it's most likely not true because at the very end, Luke and Leia showed up as a Force ghost. I mean, just imagine Palpatine having created that as a sort of illusion or hallucination for Rey. It would really undermine the touching ending that we got with them showing up. So let me know what you think below. I'd love to know more from Mattress Matt. Stay tuned for another video I have coming tomorrow, which will explain exactly why Rey was a Palpatine from the very beginning in The Force Awakens, and I think it's actually revealed to us. So stay tuned for that video. I'll see you in the next one. Until then, remember, the Force will be with you always.